Hey everybody, and thank you so much for joining me today here on Blind Whiskey Reviews, the most honest reviews on YouTube. If you haven't joined me for one of these before, we're doing another Speedy sample review. We've got 24 samples in these two boxes, and these samples are made up of whiskey sent to me by distilleries to review, whiskey sent to me by friends in the whiskey world, and whiskeys that I've already reviewed and put in a sample bottle a few months after the bottle was opened, so we can see how that whiskey's doing with a little bit of airtime. So if this is a re-review, I will link it up here in the corner and down in the description below. But without further ado, let's grab our random number generator and see which whiskey we'll be reviewing. So we've got whiskey number 16. So 16, there's 12 in this box, so at the end of this row will be 16. Let's pour some whiskey. And we'll get into the nose. Ooh, big berry character is the first thing that hit me. A little hot on the nose, we got some heat there. Big punch of fruit, dark fruit. Almost has the finish of like something with like a wine-like character to it, like port. We got some other fruity sweetness back there, a little bit of apple, a little bit of brown sugar, but really overwhelmed by this dark fruit character, and that's not a bad thing. It smells really good. So let's get into the taste. Cheers. Yeah, a lot more of that on the palate too. Just this big burst of this dark fruit, plum, berry. And it continues through, although the way the fruit hits your palate kind of changes as it goes. At first it's kind of overwhelmingly fruit, then it kind of starts to blend mid-palate with some other characters. You get a little bit of like vanilla and lighter fruits in the mid-palate. The back you get more of the berry, but it's kind of mixed with this bitter oak quality. It's good. It's nice how it changes over the palate. But let's get another taste. Yeah, that's good. Like I said, you're just this overwhelming fruity character, which is not bad. It's really good, and it's kind of complex. Like I said, there's a lot of different ways that this fruitiness hits your palate. Mouthfeel is about medium. It's got a nice warming build to it. You're left with this fruity finish, which again to me kind of feels almost like a finished whiskey, like a port finish or something like that. It tastes a touch like Angel's Envy. At least the way that Angel's Envy like fruity finish kind of comes across, it kind of feels like that. Yeah, it's nice though. I like the way all these characters hit your palate. I like the way it changes and develops. Definitely got a pretty intense heat on the tongue, although it doesn't drink like it's super high proof, but the intensity of the heat on the tongue that builds, like it's not a harshness that goes over the tongue, but it's just this building warmth. And it builds to a point where I think it's probably in like the 115, 120 range. I mean, it feels very warming. So I'd say it's definitely a high proof whiskey. This one's going to be a hard one to score on such a short period of time. Sometimes these Speedy sample reviews are a bit problematic, but this is a pretty complex whiskey, and I would like to sit and see how it develops and changes over a bit of time. But since we don't have that on a Speedy sample review, let me just say I think it's really good. Give it one more taste. Yeah, I think it's really good. I like the boldness. I like the complexity. I like the way the flavors go. It's interesting. It's different. It's definitely not your standard bourbon profile. Like I said, if I had to guess, I would say it's finished, but I've been very wrong on that point before. But it does feel like that to me. So I'm going to give this one a pretty good score. I think it's very solid, very drinkable, very delicious. I'm going to give it, and again, take it with a grain of salt because this is a Speedy review. But and I don't give a lot of 90s out, but I feel like what I'm tasting right now, this is a 90. I like it. It's very, very good, very tasty, very drinkable. So let's get to the bottom of it and see what this is. This is, oh, I was right. Sort of. This is the Angel's Envy Cask Strength 2018, 124 proof. This was sent to me by the distillery, so thank you very much, Angel's Envy, for sending this out. I'm really happy to be able to try it, and it is delicious. The question is I think this goes for somewhere about $170 to $200, and it comes in a really nice box and everything, but is it worth that kind of money? I'd have a really hard time saying yes to that, but again, it is a very, very good whiskey, and if you like Angel's Envy, I think the standard release of Angel's Envy, I think this is even better because for me, the regular Angel's Envy comes off a bit sweet. But with this one being so much higher proof, I think it really cuts through that sweetness and gives you a little bit more of a punch. And it's not so cloyingly sweet as sometimes Angel's Envy, the standard release, can come off as. So I think it's really good. Again, is it worth $200? You're going to have to make that decision for yourself, but I would definitely say it's worth giving a shot. And especially if you like Angel's Envy and that kind of port finish character, it definitely comes across. It's very bold and very complex, and so definitely worth giving a try. So if you've had the opportunity to try Angel's Envy Cask Strength, I would love to hear your opinion in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. And as always, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at blind_reviews. You can send me an email at blindwhiskeyreviews. That's whiskey with an E @gmail.com. And until next time, cheers.